In 2025, concealed carry isn't just evolving, it's taking a hard left. Scroll through RCCW or Glock Talk, and you'll see a pattern. Longtime carriers are dumping their Glock 43s, Shields, even their old P365s. What's fueling the exodus? It's not hype, it's hard upgrades. Red dot ready slides, 17-round mags in microframes, and triggers that reset like a whisper. This year, the bar got raised. A lot. So, if your EDC still feels like it came from 2015, it's time to meet the 7 hottest concealed carry guns of 2025. Each one a reason people are ditching their trusted old sidearms for something leaner, smarter, and way more fun to shoot. Between January and May 2025, sales of subcompact pistols with factory optics cuts increased by 37%, according to data compiled from gun broker listings and major retailers like Palmetto State Armory. That number alone explains part of the shift. But it's not just about adding a red dot. It's about what older EDCs didn't offer. Many legacy carry guns. Glock 43, S&W Shield 1.0, XDS 3.3 are limited to 6 to 8 rounds, lack optic support, and use mushy triggers that break inconsistently. In contrast, 2025's dominant models feature 15-plus round double-stack mags in frames just millimeters wider, with flat-face triggers that cleanly break under 5 pounds. Ergonomics also improved. Models like the PDPF and CC9 offer redesigned grips tailored for smaller hands or ambidextrous use, something early striker-fired pistols rarely addressed. It's not nostalgia that's dying. It's user tolerance for compromise. When better exists at the same size, weight, and price point, loyalty to outdated EDCs fades fast. Staccato didn't design the HD P4 and P4.5 for beginners, and it shows. Released at SHOT Show 2025, these models are built off a full-size 2011 platform, chambered in 9mm with a double-stack mag that holds 18+1. But unlike Staccato's duty-oriented P model, the P4 and P4.5 are tuned for carry, shorter barrels, 4-inch bull or 4.5-inch sight block, slim profile, and a revised steel frame that balances weight just forward of center. These aren't striker-fired polymers. You're getting a single-action, hammer-fired trigger that breaks at just over 2.5 pounds with a reset so short it feels psychic. The slide runs on Staccato's DLC-coated rails, and every model comes standard with the host optics system, ready for RMR Delta Point Pro and Holosun 507C without adapter plates. What sets the P4 series apart isn't just precision, it's consistency. Reviewers from Guns America and All 4 Shooters reported quarter-sized groups at 15 yards with defensive ammo, straight out of the box. This isn't a budget gun. MSRP is north of $2,500, but this isn't built to compete on price. For those prioritizing carry and combat-level performance, the P4 lineup delivers with no compromises. Many shooters who previously carried a Staccato C2 or even a Glock 19 MOS have moved to the HD P4 simply because it offers more control without sacrificing concealability. If you've ever wondered whether a race gun could disappear under a flannel shirt, the P4 says yes, and hits bullseye while doing it. The FN Reflex XL MRD is what happens when a company listens carefully to everyday carriers and gives them almost everything they asked for in one shot. This optics-ready 9mm features a 3.8-inch cold hammer-forged barrel housed in a micro-compact frame, paired with either a 15-round flush fit or 18-round extended magazine. Internally, it runs a single action-only internal hammer-fired system, offering a smoother, lighter pull than many striker-fired competitors. Where it shines is in the trigger feel and recoil control. The flat-face trigger breaks at about 4.5 pounds with minimal take-up and a clean reset. Combined with the slightly extended grip length, the Reflex XL is easier to shoot fast and accurately than most subcompacts in its class, especially those with shorter frames and steeper recoil. The slide is cut for RMSC and Holosun K-series optics, and includes forward serrations and a robust set of factory steel sights. The frame features subtle texturing and a high undercut trigger guard for consistent grip indexing. FN also included interchangeable backstraps, a rare bonus at this size category. Shooters transitioning from Glock 43X or the original SIG P365 will immediately notice the difference in shootability and capacity. More than a few Reddit users have referred to the Reflex XL as what the P365X should have been from the start. It's not flashy, it just works fast, flat, and reliable. And for most concealed carriers in 2025, that's exactly what they've been waiting for. What if you could get a premium-feeling concealed carry pistol for under $500? That's exactly what Canik, pronounced Janik or Canik, both accepted, pitched with the Meat MC9 Prime, and the results speak for themselves. This is a micro-compact 9mm, but the specs flirt with a bigger league, 17+1 capacity, ported 3.6-inch barrel, and a factory optics-ready slide that accepts Shield RMSC and Holosun 407K without fuss. The slide is also milled lower than average, which helps co-witness irons sit naturally with a red dot. But the real star here is the trigger, something Canik has become infamous for in the best way. It's a short, smooth, predictable pull that consistently beats out triggers on guns that cost twice as much. The reset is tight and audible. If you've shot a Canik TP9 Elite, you'll feel right at home, just in a slimmer, carry-focused frame. At the range, shooters report low felt recoil thanks to the porting and grip contour, which locks into the hand better than you'd expect from a sub-$500 gun. Redditors on RCCW have dubbed it the Hellcat Pro Killer, especially for those who don't want to pay Springfield prices. This is the gun people buy when they shoot before they shop. It's not winning design awards, but it wins comparisons, where it counts on paper, in hand, and at the register. If you think budget guns still feel like budget guns in 2025, the MC9 Prime is here to call your bluff. HK isn't known for rushing into trends, and that's why the CC9 got attention the moment it quietly dropped in early 2025. This is a striker-fired micro-compact 9mm built with the clarity of a duty pistol, but scaled for concealment. It features a 3.4-inch barrel, 12+1 capacity with the flush mag, plus a 15-round option, and a slim, optics-ready slide cut for RMSC and Holosun K-series footprints. It weighs just over 20 ounces unloaded. The CC9 isn't flashy. It doesn't have forward slide serrations shaped like dragon scales or a flat-faced trigger with gold accents. What it has is balance. Recoil impulse is muted. The grip angle sits naturally in hand, and the ambidextrous controls make it viable for both left and right-handed shooters without modification. Even the texture is subdued, grippy but subtle. Trigger pull is consistent, around 5.5 pounds, with a rolling break and defined reset. It won't win shoot-offs against the P365X macro, but that's not the point. HK designed the CC9 to be stable, unobtrusive, and predictable. In threads across Glock Talk and the Armory Life, CC9 owners repeatedly describe it as boring, in a good way. The kind of boredom that works when things get loud. If you've carried a VP9 or USP and wanted something smaller without switching companies or compromising on build quality, this is the HK you were waiting for. Ask anyone who's ever shot a Walther, and they'll mention the grip. The PDPF Compact doesn't just keep that legacy, it redefines it for concealed carry. Originally developed with female shooters in mind, the PDPF has quietly earned a following well beyond that demographic. Its reduced trigger reach, grip circumference, and higher undercut make it easier to control for shooters with smaller hands, or simply anyone tired of blocky ergonomics. The compact version keeps the 4-inch barrel, making it more stable under recoil than most carry-size pistols. The standout, again, is Walther's dynamic performance trigger. It breaks at around 4.2 pounds with minimal take-up and a quick reset, flat-faced, predictable, and clean. Many users on RCCW describe it as the trigger Glock wishes it had, out of the box. You get a factory optics-ready slide, forward serrations, and a robust 3-dot sight setup. There's also plenty of modularity, swappable back straps, multiple slide cuts, and holster compatibility with popular IWB systems. In a review from Pew Pew Tactical, the PDPF Compact was called one of the most shootable carry pistols available in 2025. It's not the smallest, nor the lightest. but it's among the easiest to draw, shoot, and reholster with confidence. For those who've struggled to find a carry gun that actually fits their hand and doesn't fight back under recoil, this might be the one that ends the search. When a carry gun becomes the default trade-up for thousands of gun owners, it's not a trend, it's a reset. That's what the SIG Sauer P365 X Macro and its alloy-framed sibling, the AXG, have done to the concealed carry landscape. Let's start with what changed. The original P365 redefined micro-compact back in 2018. But shooters wanted more. Better recoil control, more capacity, a cleaner trigger. SIG delivered. The X Macro stretches the platform with a 3.7-inch barrel, 17+1 flush-fit capacity, integrated compensator, and full-size grip, all while staying slimmer than a Glock 19. The AXG variant adds a metal frame, making it feel closer to a duty pistol in hand, while keeping the weight manageable for EDC. Both versions come optics-ready, with the latest flat-faced trigger and an accessory rail wide enough to fit compact WMLs, weapon-mounted lights. Users across our Gun Deals and TFB TV's comment section frequently cite the X Macro as their upgrade after retiring older Glock 43s, original P365s, or M&P Shields. More tellingly, major retailers reported a sharp increase in trade-ins involving those older models after the AXG hit shelves in Q1 2025. The X Macro series isn't about gimmicks. It's about combining proven elements into one refined, do-it-all concealed carry package. If your current EDC feels good enough, the P365 X Macro might be the first pistol that makes you rethink what enough should actually mean. If there's one pistol that people carried longer than they probably should have, it's the Glock 43X. Ultra-reliable, simple, slim, and limited. The Gen 6 MOS version finally fixes what many Glock owners tolerated for too long. The updates are subtle but meaningful. You get the familiar 3.41-inch barrel, slimline frame, and 10+1 capacity. But now, with a full MOS cut for micro red dots, an enhanced Gen 6 trigger module, and a reshaped beaver tail for improved grip control, it's still snag-free, still rugged, but no longer outpaced by the competition. Most importantly, it doesn't require a learning curve. For longtime Glock shooters, especially those transitioning from a Glock 43 or early 43X, the feel is instantly familiar, just better. Content creators like Langley Outdoors Academy have pointed out how the Gen 6 trigger shortens reset and cleans up the wall without feeling too soft. On Reddit, multiple users have called it the Glock I should have had 5 years ago. Compared to high-capacity micros like the P365 X Macro or Reflex XL, the Glock still lags in round count. But for those who prioritize simplicity, reputation, and holster compatibility, this new 43X finally ticks enough boxes to keep it in the game for another decade. Not flashy, not trendy, but undeniably Glock. There's always that one gun that everyone thinks they already know until it quietly evolves. That's what happened with the 2025 update of the Springfield Hellcat RDP. This latest version keeps its roots, a super compact 3.1-inch barrel, 11+1 flush fit or 13+1 extended mag, and a frame size that practically disappears inside a waistband. But now, it ships with a factory-tuned trigger system, updated grip texture, and a slimmer, deeper optics cut that makes mounting a red dot faster and more secure. No extra adapter plates, no fuss. The dual recoil spring system tames snap surprisingly well for such a small gun. And with the integrated comped slide, follow-up shots are faster than most shooters expect from a pistol this size. It's easy to overlook how much tech is crammed into something this flat. What's not being overlooked? The number of EDC carriers switching to it. On various forums, users report trading in older Glock 43s, Shields, even early P365s, not because they failed, but because the Hellcat RDP simply wears better and shoots cleaner. One user put it this way: "It feels like a cheat code for appendix carry. It's not a flashy overhaul, it's a refined evolution. And for many, it's the first small gun that doesn't make them feel like they compromised. No matter how great a pistol looks on paper, It lives or dies by how it fits your body at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday. That's where this new wave of concealed carry guns truly separates itself. It's not just about size, it's about how that size moves with you. Many of these 2025 models have revised grip angles and frame contours that reduce poking, pinching, and printing during real-world carry. Some feel slimmer where it counts, at the rail, the slide stop, or the heel of the grip. Others distribute weight slightly forward, which makes them ride flatter inside the waistband. Another underappreciated shift, compatibility with modern IWB holsters. With red dots now the norm, manufacturers have improved slide cuts and optic heights, so you're not fighting your holster draw. Even magwell flares have been trimmed or reshaped for easier concealment under a hoodie or tucked tee. The feedback is clear. It's no longer enough for a gun to just fit the hand. It has to fit the lifestyle, driving, bending, carrying keys, running errands, and that's exactly what this new generation gets right, even if the marketing doesn't say it out loud. In the end, concealed carry is about more than specs or status. It's about trust. You pick a gun not just for how it shoots, but for how it fits into your life when no one's watching. Maybe this year's hottest models made you rethink your setup, or maybe you're sticking with what works. Either way, I'd love to hear what you're carrying now, and why. Drop it in the comments, hit like if this helped, and subscribe for more real-world gear breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.